I've recently had this request on the forum by Marco regarding some help with subforms, how to generate a subform itself, writing in JCB, where to find the XML, details in relation to repeated subform fields in Vue, how the data of the subform is populated, how posted data of a subform is validated, how the data of a subform is processed and persisted. My assumption is that above is done as part of JCB and would not require manual construction of XML files. I did use Google to find an answer to no avail. Yes, at the moment we have only made tutorials about I think repeatable fields, and repeatable fields as such has been discontinued. I don't think I've actually made a tutorial about subforms as yet, so here it goes. Let's do it. Okay, first thing first, subforms have fields in them, that much we know, right? So if we were going to go to component, for example, and let's say we open this admin view, we are actually looking at a subform, right? This is a subform, and each of these little fields here is a field in the subform, and actually is only an ID which you need to add to creating the subform. So what you'll do is you'll first create what this is a dynamic, a custom field that basically grabs values out of the admin view. So this is a custom field, this one. You create that one. This is a list field. So you create list field. This is a checkbox. So you basically create these fields first. That's the first thing you do. You create the fields you want to use in the subform. So for our purposes, I'm going to use existing fields just to sort of demonstrate. Okay, so we've got, what do we have? Description, mobile number, name. We've got a few fields here. Okay, so first we want to create a new field. So I'm going to first just create open, that we have both open so I can get the IDs. So, and then here click new. And basically select subform, right? Subform, there we go. And it actually populates your XML for you. Now something tells me that if you haven't actually looked at all the tutorials that is available on Google, on YouTube, then a lot of this will maybe not even make sense of what I'm doing, where I'm doing it, and all that. And so for those that maybe just seeing this video for the haven't watched any of the other tutorials, please go to YouTube and type in Joomla component builder and try to find a playlist. There's a whole playlist full of tutorials. Start at the top, work you through way down. It's a many tutorials, many hours that I've spent trying to teach and guide people in using this component. And I know these tutorials will make you quite able to build amazing things. Okay, so I'm going to just leave this options, the option list. This form source, if you read here, you can add a path to an XML file containing the fields. So you can add a custom XML file to your component. How to add custom files to your component, whole another topic. It's also possible within your Joomla component to add files, add folders, all those kind of things. But that means this specific source can still be used, but you don't need to. If you use the fields option, then you basically need to remove the source option, right? Only one of them. So only the fields or the field form source. So these are the two options. I see it's currently set to mandatory, the fields, but I think you can change that. Go into the field types, change that to optional, and then that you can select either fields or field source, form source. I think the compiler will, in any case, if it detects that there's a form source, it will behave correctly. Okay, so here we need to add the IDs. So we can come here and I want to have a name. So it's just 199. Gonna just add 199 and a comma. And then let's add something else. Let's say website 280. So it's 280. And let's do an email as well. Where is it? There's no email here. Oh, there's an email. And it's 100. Okay, so we have that in place. We can add a description. We can add a maximum, a filter, a show on. I'm just going to leave this. The validation of these fields, I think that is an area which I haven't actually looked into. But if I'm correct, and also the reason why they moved away from repeatable fields, is that every field is validated on its own merit. So for example, the name field, if you create the name field, you're obviously saying, okay, I want this to be a string, and it has this filter string value. And since this is part of the XML, it will be validated on this. I can be mistaken here, and yeah, I haven't actually looked at the code, so my bad. But that's what I anticipate it will do. Most cases, I would say anticipate that it doesn't, and try and do some custom scripting. I'm not going to illustrate that now. You need to actually know a little bit more about JCB, which there are tons of tutorials to show you how to do custom scripting all around the component, and even to do custom scripting anywhere and any area of the component through the custom code area implementation. So I'm not going to talk more about that now. So for now we want to just make sure we've got all our spelling right here. Okay, good. I'm going to save this, just give it a name, options and test, so I can see it. This obviously I would make a text. The default means that JCB already, the store method, it already has, it will detect that this is a sub form, and it will add the needed PHP in storing the file and in loading the file into the form again. So it takes care of that. So you don't need to actually say JSON. It will on its own by its default do the correct implementation. Here though, you need to sure to either click text or medium text depending on what this value is going to be. Anyway, I think for 50 text is quite enough, and that's it. Save and close. Okay, sorry about that, a little spam there. Let's see, we've got that field, here it is. I'm gonna just add it to any view for now. Let's see, I'm gonna add it to this look view just so we can see it in action. Now the look view is part of the demo component, so I'm just gonna dump it in here. Let's see, above tab, full width, details, description. I think let's just add it there. Details, also full width, make it the second, and then say options, and there we got it, test, right? Okay, save and close. So we've added it to a view. Now I'm just going to compile this component which the view belongs to, which at this stage it is demo, and install it. Now let's go open that component, and let's open a look, and here we go. Name, enter name here, enter website address, enter email. We click there and our values are there. Let's just save one. Hi children. We can do, well, I think that's the only one that's, oh yes, we need to have, let's do that. I don't want to enter those values. And then some value, sorry, and I'm just going to grab this up here, paste it in there a few times. Just going to put here Joomla at vdm.io. Just put that in here just to get a sort of a feel for it. Okay, save. Okay, it saved the values, it loaded it back, it's done all of that. Hi, there, and then save and close. And so if we open it again, it shows it up again, and now we can shuffle it. Let me just put number 4 at top, save and close, and open again. And so it is loading it also correctly. Okay, well, that's a quick demonstration. Marco, I hope this helps in getting you able to use subforms with JCB. It's as easy as that. Thanks for watching.